Alright, it's 7 o'clock, and literally, the lucky thing is I didn't have to pay for my hotel. Some guy paid for it. I mean, it's going to be 25,000 dinner. That's why people are quite generous over here. Anyway, I've checked that early because this annoying guy is trying to pester me to go to Duhok with him. And I know I paid for my hotel, but it's just that I really don't want to trust strangers in any country that I'm not really familiar with. I know people are going to be like, oh, you're a foreigner, we're going to pay for this, that, the other, but it just doesn't really seem right to be pushed around and chauffeured into other different people's services. I mean, I've only got Turkish lira and US dollars on me. I really don't want to spend too much long in this country because it is an expensive country, I can tell you that. So there hardly isn't much backpackers, I guess. And literally, it's my 98th country. I want to leave Iraq with an impression that I saw something rather than just a border town. I mean, I could just hop in a taxi right now and just go back to Turkey and basically say, yeah, my only experience in Iraq was this town of Zakho. But I might as well just have a look around Zakho, see how it feels, see if I can find a way to Duhok without spending much money. And then also, let's hope I find an exchange shop. Because, God, I can't believe, I haven't found any ATMs whatsoever. Or a place I can exchange my lira to, dinar. How about that free bread in Iraq? Hot and fresh. Healthy. I once had this in a Iraqi cafe in London. Fantastic. So I just got myself a Diet Pepsi to wash down the bread. That's a huge, loaf of bread. Seriously. The shopkeeper, he told me his brother lives in London, not far from where I actually live. His brother lives in Greenwich. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I live across the river from Greenwich. God, it's a long way. I just can't believe I'm here, We've got a couple of Kurdish musicians who were killed. That guy's killed in 1986. So, oh my God, they're killed 9 days apart. I guess Yosef and Adwan Zakho, and seems like this was the instrument they played. So this is a new monument they installed. Look these guys up online if you're from outside of the Kurdish region. There's a old Ottoman era bridge just across here, so going to be looking for that. But yeah, again, there's stray dogs and stray cats everywhere, so something you can't really stop. Yes, walking towards this Ottoman era bridge. See, the funny thing was, this actually part of Iraq was actually supposed to be a part of Turkey because of this whole Mosul elite. Literally, Turkey really wanted this piece of land, but then the British were like, nah, we're keeping it for ourselves. The whole Skite-Picot agreement after World War II, dividing the line between British territories of Iraq and Jordan and Palestine, and then as well from Lebanon, Syria as one. So, I mean, the Kurds were promised a state, but they didn't get it. And it's they're the largest ethnic group in the world without a state. And here it is, this bridge, built during the Ottoman empires. Wow! It just reminds me of the one they've got up at Sarajevo, because Mostar! Why am I saying Sarajevo? Same country, but different cities. Yeah, so this bridge, Ottoman era times. Not too sure if you walk across, but it is, stable enough, I guess. Oh God, it looks like someone's been lighting off fireworks from here. Oh well, it's cause for celebration. Man, this is some good piece of history here. Oh, Zakho Museum over there, wow. Look how nice little way it's built and all. Now I looked up online about how to get from Zakho to Duhok, and there's hardly any guidebook or any price guide, even though I know a few travelers in Iraq have written a full extensive guide about crossing borders, traveling between cities, etc. It just seems like there's not really a public National Express bus service between Zakho and Duhok, so this seems like you have to pay for a taxi, and Rontario was charging like $100 for a taxi, which I thought, what a total rip-off. So my next best bet is to basically hope I can just jump in a taxi and ask if you could take me to Duhok. It might cost me a lot of money. It might eat up a large $20 US note I have, but it's gonna get me somewhere, because actually I don't want to spend, you know, a whole 24 hours in Zakho. I just saw the main side of that Ottoman Arab bridge. It's either like going to Duhok or sort off back to Turkey. Which, you know, would be quite sad if I just did sort off back to Turkey. Yeah. So I mean, I'll just keep like looking. I'll hopefully find somebody who can get me to Duhok. You see, the tea here in Kurdistan is bitter because they put a ton of sugar in it. I'm like, if you knew how bad that stuff was, if you learned that shit off Gloria Swanson and Ellen J not to put sugar in your tea would be fantastic. Alright, today it's the 21st of September 2023. I'm on the Turkish side of the Turkey-Iraq border. This is called Harbour, the other side is Ibrahim Khalil. I crossed over the border last night, paid $75 US for a visa that only lets me stay in the Kurdistan region. People were trying to be really helpful, and so this guy basically took me to a hotel and he paid for it, so I didn't have to pay, which is quite good. But then literally I was in a taxi, and literally the guy wanted to charge me like $40 US to go to Duhok. And I thought to myself, look, I've got too much Turkish lira in my pocket. I've only got like a few more US dollars like on me, and I'm like, my money isn't really going to go far in Iraq. And the horrible thing was, crossing the border, there's like nobody to exchange my lira to dinar. There's like hardly anywhere on Google Maps that basically tells you where you can get a bus. There's hardly, there are buses that are all driving all over Zakho, and you don't know if they're going to go to Duhok or not, because they're full of like random people. And so I literally just thought to myself, look, I've got a lot of Turkish lira. I don't need to be hanging around Iraq anymore. It's going to be so expensive. Like literally, a night in the hotel was going to be like 25,000 dinar, and like it's going to be like, in all the cities you stay in northern Iraq, it's going to be at least 20 to 30 bucks a night. There's like no hostels unless there's one in Salamaya, and literally I just couldn't believe that. I wish I got on a bus yesterday that took me to Iraq, and not Zakho, not Duhok, but Erbil, okay? I really want to go to Erbil, but I literally thought it's going to cost me a ton of money to get back to Turkey and the United Kingdom, and literally I've got a ton of money in lira, so I could actually just go back to Turkey, go to Sloppy, get a bus to either Ankara, Istanbul. It'll take the whole day. And then, I mean, once in Istanbul, I can just go back to Bulgaria and the Balkans and Serbia. I don't have much regret for like not sticking around Iraq, but this is a border crossing I wanted to do for years and years. I'm glad I've done it. I will try to go back to Iraq in a later time in life when, you know, there's direct flights from Europe. I mean, there's Wizz Airs now flying from Abu Dhabi to Erbil and all. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just glad that I have been to Iraq. I can tick it off. I'm kind of hoping in the next couple of days I can travel somewhere else in the Middle East, you know, maybe Jordan, Israel, Egypt. Anyway, Martin the Metalhead, over and out. Yes, I'm back in Turkey now. What a relief. All roads lead to Istanbul.
gonna take me 2 days to get to. Right, let's guess. How many days will it take me to get to the Bulgarian? Yes. Sloppy. Zakho. Yeah, Zakho. Yeah. Yes. Tourist, yes. Yes, YouTube, yes. My friend. Yeah. Smoking. Yes. On the way to Sloppy now, gonna get there. It's another 30 kilometers to Sloppy. Hello. Sloppy. Kurdistan. My friend, Kurdistan. But now in Turkey. We're all going to Sloppy now, and I'm going to go to Istanbul. Driver's doing a good job getting us here on face.